All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down a story that honestly feels like it was ripped from a movie script. But the consequences, they are very, very real. We're talking about a downed fighter jet, a super high-stakes rescue mission, and the razor-thin line between peace and all-out conflict. I mean, just think about that for a second. It's pretty much the worst-case scenario for any military, right? Your pilot is suddenly alone, totally vulnerable, and deep inside a region where tensions are already cranked up to 11. What happens in those next few hours? Well, it can change everything. So, to really get what's happening here, we have to zoom out a little and look at the big picture. This wasn't just some random accident. Nope. This was like a spark landing in a puddle of gasoline. For years, the relationship between the US and Iran has been, well, let's just say it's been complicated. It's this long history of sanctions, political standoffs, and military flexing back and forth in the Middle East. It's kind of like a high-stakes chess match where every single move is watched by the entire world. And then, bam, this happens. An American F-15 is taken out of the sky. In an instant, all that simmering tension just boils over. A piece of US military hardware is gone, and, way more importantly, an American pilot's life is hanging by a thread. So the second that pilot is down, the whole focus shifts. It's no longer about politics, it's about a person, and that is the trigger for an unbelievably difficult and dangerous operation. You know, when you hear the President of the United States himself use the words very difficult to describe a mission, that's not just talk. That tells you just how incredibly risky this whole thing was. It's a blunt, honest admission of the sheer danger everyone was facing. So, of course, the US military spins up what they officially called a major rescue operation. And look, that's not just a fancy term. That means they are throwing everything they've got at this. We're talking specialized aircraft, elite teams, and real-time intel all pouring into one single goal: get that pilot back. So, how in the world do you even pull this off? Well, it really boils down to two critical steps. First, you've got to find the pilot, who's probably on the run, trying to evade capture. Then, the hard part: extraction. This means special forces flying into enemy airspace, probably getting shot at, getting on the ground, grabbing the pilot, and getting everyone out in one piece. It is a crazy, intense race against the clock. Now, the pilot might be on the way home, but this story is far from over. The success of the mission immediately sends some powerful shockwaves across the entire region. And here it is, the moment everyone was waiting for. They did it. The pilot was brought home, safe. It's a huge win for the rescue team, a moment of just incredible relief for everyone involved. But here's the flip side. Getting that one person to safety came at a cost. Because while the pilot is safe, an incident like this just skyrockets the tension in the region. It immediately becomes this major international flashpoint that everyone, everywhere is talking about. And that brings us to the big question. Why does a single military rescue on the other side of the world matter to you and me? Because conflicts in the Middle East have a way of not staying in the Middle East. Just think about the domino effect for a minute. What if this isn't just a one-time event? What if it's the opening move in a much bigger conflict? What could that actually mean for the global economy? And this is where the experts all pretty much agree. A major conflict in that part of the world, which is a massive hub for oil, would almost certainly send huge shockwaves through the world's energy markets. And this chart really paints the picture. A big jump in oil prices isn't just about paying more for gas. Oh no, it means it costs more to ship everything. So the food in your grocery store, the clothes you buy, the electronics, it all gets more expensive. It means plane tickets cost more. It could actually slow down the entire global economy. And so that's where all of this leaves us. A heroic rescue mission was a success. One pilot's life was saved. But it forces us all to ask a much bigger, much more uncomfortable question. Was this the end of one person's crisis? Or was it just the beginning of a crisis for all of us? And that, right now, is the question nobody has an answer to.